Pat from Scotland asks the following question. When I think of my work and what could go wrong, fear comes up in waves. When I look at this fear, I can see that there is a practical element to it. It is telling me to study more or gain more experience. I can put these practicalities in place. What I would like to know is having explored it as best as I can, as a sensation in the body awareness, do I take all meaning out of it and ignore it and go and do something that makes me happy? Also, is it okay, and I know this is going to sound silly, for me to stop scaring myself by projecting frightening scenarios in the future? It seems to me that my mind, in trying to protect itself, tries to imagine all possible future dangers in order to control circumstances. I wonder if I can put all this mechanism rubbish in the bin and live in not knowing. There seems to be a sense of freedom with this, and a hint that I might find happiness there. Do you think I am on the right track? Let's start, Pat, with your second question first. You ask, is it okay for me to stop scaring myself by projecting frightening scenarios in the future? You have to see where this desire for overprotection, because the reason why you project future frightening scenarios in the future is because, as you acknowledge it yourself, in order to allegedly prevent suffering more in the future, to know what to do. This excessive worrying about the future will come to an end when you accept your mortality as a body-mind, and you will accept your mortality as a body-mind easily the moment you discover your immortality as consciousness. As long as you have not discovered your immortality as consciousness, no matter what you do to put all this mechanism in the bin and live in not knowing, will be simply a band-aid. But because the root cause of this constant worrying has not been eliminated, it will come back again and again. Now, that which already will alleviate it is your being open to the possibility that this consciousness of yours is not personal and limited, but rather is universal. Because if it is universal, it is also eternal. And if you start flirting with this possibility, since this possibility is real, the more you flirt with it, the more convinced you become of its truth, that it is the case. And as you get more and more convinced of this truth, there will be more and more moments of peace in your life, in which you are worry-free. You cannot become worry-free by putting this worrying mechanism in the rubbish. You first have to stop fueling it, and that which fuels it is a belief in your mortality. Now, once this belief has been eliminated or alleviated, then you can proceed with the next step, which is some kind of cooperation. Every time you catch yourself red-handed, worrying about the future, you can connect it to your understanding of the immortality of consciousness, and trash it in the bin. At some point, it won't come up any longer. Now, regarding your first question, which is in fact completely related to the second, it is true that there can be a practical element to your worrying, because after all, your job as a midwife is something relatively new, and many things can go wrong. And your conscience is telling you to be careful. And as you are still in the process of learning your job, of acquiring more and more experience, it is absolutely normal that you pay attention, that you seek second opinions, and that you be careful. So do your best in your job, and having known and knowing that you have done your best, stop worrying. You see? There is a limit to how much you can worry, because at some point, worrying about your patients becomes counterproductive. After all, birth is a very natural process, as you know, and it's a very beautiful job that you have. I hope you can find some sleep. Nice talking to you, Pat. Bye-bye.